Hi guys, and welcome back to the shed. And yes, you are right, I do look awesome on this. Right, so we're back on the C200 today, and I've had a bit of a change of heart with it. The more I look at it, and the more I think about it, hasn't been on the road for 50 years, and it's been actually well preserved. The more I think about actually an inner engine may not be the right thing. So the future for this bike is still unknown. I can't do a lot to either bike because I'm still waiting for the logbooks to come back. But I am thinking I might still change the engine, but keep it a bit more in keeping with its age rather than cut the frame. I really don't want to spoil the originality of it, and it is in actually really good condition. So the purpose of the video today is, can we figure out what is wrong with this engine? Now, I've got a theory that when it was parked up, it was in the inlet stroke. So the valve was slightly open and it was stopped, or the engine was stopped with the valve partially opened. And I think those 50 years, the bottom of the valve has accumulated rust around it, and that's why the valve isn't closing. Now, I could be wrong. The only way to find out is to strip her down and have a look inside. We could find broken rockers, broken push rods, but the more I look at it, I think the bike deserves it. I need to know. It's not like it's keeping me up at night, but I do keep thinking, what is wrong with it? And on top of that, I've never taken a pushrod engine apart, so I don't really know a lot about them. They are very similar, but there is a lot of difference as well. So what I'm going to do is I'll grab some tools, we'll get on the floor, and we'll start taking the head off. Okay, so the first job will be getting this exhaust off. I've gone ahead and just squirted a bit of WD-40. I hopefully won't have too much trouble. Oh, that was loose anyway. Maybe it's already been apart. It's all new to me. Well, that's not supposed to be a bolt in there. It's supposed to be a nut. So that suggests, yeah, it is a bolt, not a nut. That suggests someone has already been in there then. Okay, let's get the rest of the exhaust off. Oh, it needs a new one of them then. It's a little gasket. Right, next thing, we'll get the inlet manifold and carb out the way. Just leave that hanging there, it's not going to be in the way. These should be a 14mm. I haven't bothered to time the bike up, I just thought we'd go for it. Right, that's the head and the rockers. Okay. Yeah. One push rod, two push rods. And there's the valves. Oh. I'm just wondering how this is going to look. Will that come out because of the rods, or do I take the rods out first? That's that side. That's that side. They are actually different. Short one. Note to self, short one in that side. That's better. Ooh. It's not actually open, but it's not great. It was definitely backfiring through the exhaust, sorry, the inlet. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, let's get this up on the bench and have a closer look. Well, let's get in for a closer look. So I think I pointed this out as the inlet when I was taking off the bike. Whoops. It is the rusty one. It's what I was expecting at fine, but this is the exhaust valve. This is the inlet. And as I suspected, I don't know if you can see, but there's a gap under the inlet. So that's what was happening. The inlet valve wasn't seating. It was blowing back up through the carb, causing lack of compression, and obviously that's why it wouldn't fire. The rockers, they look fine. They rock. They do what they're meant to do. The plan of attack is we'll pop the springs off the back, drop the valves, clean up the chamber, clean up the valves, relap them. I haven't got a gasket set. The only place I can find one that's reasonably priced is Thailand. So I'll just try and bodge it back together, see if we can get it to fire up. Let's get on with that. Let's get these valves out. I've got 2 pots, exhaust, inlet, so I don't mix any of the parts up. We'll start with the inlet side. Now, I do own the full valve spring compressor, but normally for these little engines, I don't have to use them. I can just compress them by hand and use a magnet to get the collets out. So let's give this a go. Oh, maybe not today. There's one. Yeah, there we go. Easier said than done, eh? Cap. Oh, that's why it's harder. Double springs, look at that. All mod cons. 2 springs. Oh, push the valve out. It's not actually as bad as I thought it would be. Carbon build-up. Ah. Heavily rusted seats. Ooh. We're going to have to try and bring that back. It's going to take some grinding. Hopefully you can pick that up on camera, but yeah, it's pretty bad. Let me just get another angle of that. Yeah, there's your problem. Okay, I'll get the other valve out and then we'll proceed to clean it up. Okay, so you just watched me clean that with a brass wire wheel, which won't take any metal off, and then followed up by a Scotch-Brite pad, very fine one. Now I thought, well, that's come up all right. I might be able to recut cut the seats and the valves. But then I noticed this. So this is the exhaust valve. Nice. The inlet. I'm hoping the camera picks that up, but it is proper bent. So it won't actually go, oh, I was up the right way, it won't actually go all the way in. It still stays open, it gets very tight, it's bent towards the bottom. Now, I don't know what's caused that. The cam's in the bottom end of the engine on these, quite tight, I can't get it back out. There's nothing wrong with the guide. The exhaust valve goes straight in the inlet, which would suggest there's nothing wrong with the guides. But it's quite interesting. So the bore, you can see, is marked, but I was kind of right. There is marks halfway up from the piston ring, so the bike was definitely left halfway through a stroke. It doesn't, you know, it might be savable. It's definitely you can get a rebore on that. But I keep looking at the mud on it thinking it's probably been used as an off-road bike, but I don't know what's caused the bent valve. Something's hit somewhere. Not only is the valve bent, so this is, get you around the right way, this is the exhaust rocker. It's got a lot of movement. this is the inlet. It moves about 10 mil, so the inlet rocker is also bent. It should have more movement. It's literally maybe 20 mil. With this one, we'll move a lot further. So I don't know what's happened, but the valve's bent, the rocker's bent. Now it's a pushrod engine, so pushrods come up from the bottom, hit on the back of this valve, and that's what operates the valve. So something must have partially seized in the bottom. So I took the barrel off, as you've just seen, and there's some other bits that I've noticed. I mean, the top of the piston, that looks like it's got really hot. The bottom end, sorry, the top end is hanging in there. And also, we have, I'll see if I can get the torch on it. Oh, I've just picked up the push rod. There is a massive, can you see that dent in the bottom? Bottom of the piston. That's where the exhaust valves hit it. So the exhaust valve has actually smacked straight into the piston as well. So I don't know what's going on with the engine. What I can say for sure is probably, definitely beyond economic repair. Yeah. Okay, well, we now know what's wrong with the engine. I've just loosely assembled it, just so I can keep all the bits together, but definitely probably uneconomical to repair. I may still keep it and see if I can find parts over time, but the parts are rare, which means they're expensive. And if the inlet valve's bent, the exhaust valve has touched the piston, something's gone on with the cam in the bottom, and that will be expensive. I'm not going to do any more to these bikes now. I'm just making a list for parts, etc., and I'm not going to touch them until the logbooks come back. So that's all for today's video. So if you did enjoy it, give us a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.